the sound. All right, is anyone there? Is anyone there? I see you watching. I see we've got some viewers that are watching already. Guys, welcome to Talk Tank. My name is Africa, and I'm your host. Today we are talking with a very capable team from VW Knysna. We're talking all things cars. I know most of you have got questions about cars, how to go about buying a car, how to go about servicing a car, what is a balloon payment, what is motor warranty, what's a service plan. All those questions we are hoping to be covering today. So we will go straight to our lovely gentlemen. We've got three of them. Three. You're not going to be getting answers from one person. You got three people that are going to be answering your questions. Gentlemen, let's start with the introductions. Could you just introduce yourselves and tell us what your role is at VW Knysna? Let us know who's behind the wheel.
Sure thing. My name is Imran. I can't see myself there. So I am a salesman here at Volkswagen Knysna. I'm here to assist you in purchasing your vehicle, whether it be your first, whether it be your second, whether it be your last ride. That's why I'm here. So if you need a vehicle, call on me.
Lovely. Thank you, Emma.
How's it, guys? I'm Pierre. I'm the sales manager, new and used car sales manager. I'm also the F&I in this branch, and it's my job to keep these two and our other associate who couldn't make it today. It's my job to keep them intact and keep them selling cars, and it's quite a challenge.
Nice to meet you, Pierre.
Okay, so I'm John. I'm a sales executive.
And our commercial expert.
Basically, I know a little bit or just enough to be dangerous in terms of bucky and a 4x4ing and that. But I've had 8 years of doing this so far, and I enjoy this business. I love working with people. So come in, come see us. I think that's my introduction. I think the best thing is to come and sit down with us and get to know us personally. We are very capable. You know, we'll be able to help you with any questions. But I think today is all about this. So I'll give over to Africa again.
Lovely. Thank you so much. I'm just going to ask you to put the mics close to your mouth when you are speaking so that people can hear you properly, guys. Thank you so much for those introductions. It's lovely to meet the team. So back to our viewers at home. This particular episode, I'm sure you are seeing some graphics that you are not familiar with in Talk Tank. This episode is proudly sponsored by VW Knysna. Thank you guys so much. That's why you'll be seeing all of this. You see on the left here of the screen, we've got some professional sponsors now. The episode is sponsored by VW Knysna, so we are very grateful for that. Gentlemen, let's get straight into it. I've got some questions of my own that I've put down here, and some of them are personal because I also want to drive a VW, you know. So let's start with the first question. For those that are in the market for a new car, so what advice would you give them regarding the buying process?
Okay, so the first thing would be to check your budget. Know what you can afford before you decide what you want to buy. No point in coming in saying you want to buy a Tiguan, but you can't afford it. You might think you can afford it, but the bank might think otherwise. So the most important thing is sit down, work out your budget, make sure what you can afford per month in terms of installment, and after that, pop into the branch, and then we'll take you further through the process.
Okay. All right. Lovely. I'm happy with that. Question number 2 that I've got. Thank you for answering that. So when deciding between a new and a pre-owned car, what factors should one look at? Anyone.
So I think the most important thing, and I think everyone mentioned budget, but I think it's also important to come into the dealership and just to see what is available. Will it suit your family? You can't put 7 people in a vehicle. You might have to sell you a transport. In terms of new or used vehicles, there's some nice payment.
Just check if your microphone is on there.
Be on now.
So yes, coming into the dealership
Yes.
and knowing what you need out of a vehicle. How many passengers? Do I have 7 prams or 2 prams?
Okay.
Then it is quite easy to look at payment options. At the moment, I think new cars are easier to come by, and obviously with the payment plans on new cars, it makes it a lot easier. For example, a Vivo is 4,000 Rand on a certain finance plan, in-house plan. A Polo TSI about 6.5. You
Okay.
could get a 7-seater caddy for around about 8,000 Rand. So just to give the viewers a bit of understanding of pricing, but it all comes down to qualifying yourself as well. I think if you look at affordability, you take all your expenses off your net, and whatever's left, 30% of that should round out being your installment monthly. So that gives you a good idea of what you can afford as well. But yeah, Pierre next to me is our F&I, so he can also tell you a bit more about these payment plans.
Okay.
Yeah, like John mentioned now on the new cars, we've got our own in-house finance, through our own finance house. And, every month they bring out special packages for certain vehicles. And, most of them are tailored to the market. So they obviously keep people's expenses in mind and what people earn and the average earning, possibility in the caption area that you're in.
Yeah.
So, we've had not some success, we've had major success in the last month or two with people coming in thinking they want to buy a little 2015 car for 120,000 and then end up qualifying for a brand new car for the same installment, because of these packages. So there's a lot of assistance that we can give as a dealer because we've got good backing from the brand, obviously. And so people are interested in buying new vehicles or just maybe wanting to see if they qualify for a new vehicle. Pull in. Let's do the application for you and let's get the ball rolling. And that's what we do. We never turn anybody away. Even if somebody says, "Oh, I've got bad credit, can you guys help me?" We are willing to assist, and if we can assist, then obviously we will.
Okay.
So yeah,
All
this
right.
door is always open. Well, except now.
I
But
love
it's-
that.
It's always open.
If I can interject.
Yeah, of course.
If a person wants to buy a car, their first step should be coming into the dealership and checking their credit availability. Because a lot of people don't always know if they qualify. So loading an application doesn't mean you've bought a vehicle. It
Okay.
just pre-qualifies you so that we can start looking at options. I've always felt that if you're looking for a vehicle, the first step needs to be how much can I afford?
Yeah.
Then the salesperson can take you to the relevant cars in that price bracket.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's all about needs analysis. Seeing what you can afford and what suits your family and your lifestyle.
Makes sense. It makes sense, Pierre. You spoke about in-finance options. And my question now, or what I wanted to find out, is that what criteria do you use then to evaluate if one qualifies? Do you use the same criteria that is used by the banks? You spoke about a person might feel that they cannot afford because of their bad credit record. So is your criteria that you use for the in-house the same as the criteria used by major banks?
Well, it basically is. We obviously look at job title, how long you've worked at that job, how long you've had a credit record for, what's your net salary. There's a lot of factors that the bank take in consideration when granting credit.
Yes.
So we don't know all of it. So from face value, we might think that I don't know if this guy.
Okay.
Let's take a chance.
You use your discretion is what you're
we
trying
use our
to say.
discretion. So
Okay.
we don't discriminate against anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody can walk in here with overalls and Crocs,
Yeah.
and the guy can afford a Touareg
Yeah.
of 1.5 million. So we treat everybody at face value.
Yeah.
Come in, come sit, have a discussion. Let's see what you need, what you can afford, and let's go from there.
Yeah.
Obviously, the banks have their own criterias that they grant credit on, judge, based on your credit record, credit history, and all of
Yes,
that,
yes,
payment
yes.
profiles and all that.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't have access to that,
Mm.
so it's a difficult one sometimes to look at somebody and this guy earns 40,000 rand a month, but he's got a bad credit record. So obviously, then we can't help him because the bank blocks us.
Okay.
But so like I said, we just take every client and say, let's have a conversation, let's sit down, let's do the application,
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
You are for the people.
Yeah.
We're for the people. We don't
Yeah.
turn anybody away.
Yeah. I like
So-
that. I like that. Once again, if you've just joined us, we are sitting at VW Knysna. We are at their premises. We feel privileged to be hosted by them here, and the episode is sponsored by them. I will be checking with my producer every now and then if all is in order. So you'll be getting those 2-second, 3-second interruptions from me, checking if everything is in order, because I want this episode to be as informative and to come to you as clear as possible. So, Mr. Producer, are we all good? Are we still good? Are there comments maybe from people watching? Not yet. Okay. If you are watching the show from Garden Route TV on YouTube, or you are watching it from Black and White Visual Media's Facebook page. Black and White Visual Media is the company that brings you this show, Talk Tank, Sound Tank, and Sports Tank. All right. Back to business, guys. Back to business. Thank you so much for giving me that information. It's very informative. And I do love the fact that you are for the people. VW, for me personally, has always been that, I don't know if intimidating is the word that I can use, but it always seemed like, hey, wait, start here first. Don't go there yet. But as I'm understanding you, as you were saying that, look, you are for the people, you check the credits, you talk to the person, you don't judge. Someone can come here looking otherwise, and you still sit with them and try to see if you can help. Very much appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let me go to my next question here. I went off my script a little bit. So are there any specific models or features that customer often inquire about? And how do you guide them in making the best choice? Do you find that there are specific models or features in cars? That
I
people-
think I can answer that.
Yeah?
All sales executives need get training.
Mm.
You need to pre-qualify a customer. You're asking questions as you talk to the customer. What do you need in a vehicle? Do you need a Bluetooth radio? Do you need CarPlay? How many children have you got? And by asking all these questions, you're actually assisting the customer in a direction. Because most of the people that I've dealt with, whether it's being a youngster or adult, have certain requirements out of a vehicle. If you deal with a female client, she's going to look at gadgets. If you deal with a male client, he's going to look at power output and 0 to 100 acceleration, that type of thing. And even a youngster, they want fancy mag wheels. Something that's a bit older doesn't want all the digital aircon displays. They just want switches. So if you do your needs analysis correctly, you can guide the customer in the right direction. And even like Pierre mentioned with finance, a lot of people don't realize you've got a financial footprint. When you start working, they actually have you on the credit bureaus and they check how you're paying your debts. Now there's different levels that a client can get to. Depending on how he pays his stuff, whether he has credit cards, whether he owns property, whether there's late payments. So I always advise, firstly, do you have any problems? Have you paid all your debts? If you've done all of that, you will most probably qualify for finance. And then also budget's very important. Guiding the person, giving them an idea of what the installment is. There's a lot of people walk in here, they like a TSI, but they don't know it's 6,500 Rand or 7,000 Rand a month. By giving them the correct information, they're able to make a confirmed decision. We're not here to say buy a Polo Viva. You come here with the idea to buy a car, but you need information from us. You've been on the internet. You've looked at TSIs. You've looked at Polo Vivos at the new Amarok. But there might be certain information that you don't see that you need to get the questions and answers from us.
Yeah.
So I think being a sales executive or salesperson is being humble and being able to listen. Because I've had it through the years where people have walked in here. The guy says, I want a Polo. They want to put him into a blue one because that's the only unit they've got.
Mm.
People don't listen to the customer. People are aggressive. And you get a guy, sign the contract, sign the
Yeah.
contract. That scares the customer away.
Yeah.
If it's casual, like we're having a conversation now, people are at ease,
Yeah.
they're more willing to listen, and when they decide they want a car, efficiency is number one. If we're not ready and we don't have contracts ready or we have the correct information, he walks to the next dealership.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, people need to know us by face and personality as well.
It's like John said, listening is a skill.
Yeah.
So you need to listen to your customer. You need to listen to what your customer wants, and then profiling the customer, like John said, asking the correct questions to lead your customer into the correct car for him. Because it doesn't help, like John said as well, me pushing a Polo to you, but you actually need a family vehicle.
Yeah.
You understand? Something
Yeah.
that can hold 3 to 4 people plus a lot of luggage. We all know. I mean, if I take in my personal capacity, if I travel, I can't have a small boot
Yeah.
because my wife likes to put in luggage. So, exactly. So, we need to listen to our customers. It's the most important thing, listening. Because a lot of people think they listen, but they're not listening. They hear what they want to hear.
Yeah.
So, listening to the client, profiling, and then guiding the client
Yeah.
into the correct vehicle.
Yeah.
See, the other thing that we also do here is Imran would have a client that would be sitting at his desk or whatever, and there's a question or there's a concern that he maybe feels unsure of, and he'll call John or he'll call me, and it's a team effort.
Yes.
So we all jump in and we get the client at ease,
Yeah.
making sure, Mr. Customer, you're making the right choice because this is your needs. This is what you can afford. Let's go through all the options. And when the client walks out the door, they feel comfortable. They've made the right choice. They feel at ease. They feel at peace. And that's how we like to operate here, is like John said, not sign, let's go. Like, more take your time, make the right choice, because a happy customer is a return customer.
Yes.
A happy customer is going to tell his friends.
Yeah.
He's going to go to a bride tonight and he's going to tell people, I got the best service in the world from this guy or from
Yeah.
that guy. If you had a bad experience, that's 10 people that's not going to buy from
Yes.
you. Because it's more likely to tell people about a negative than a positive experience.
Yeah.
So we're trying to shift this
Yes.
branch into that direction where, especially the community in Knysna, can know that this is a branch where you come for advice and friends.
Yeah.
I mean, when I drove in here earlier, I saw one of our clients at the robots here, and he waved his arm off. And we had a chat at the robot. I got hooted at, but, how's it? Good, lekker, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yes. Yeah.
We want people to feel free to come here, have a coffee, come sit,
Yeah.
talk nonsense with the guys. This is, our house is your house.
Yeah.
Come and enjoy yourself. And come look at the pretty cars while you're at it. So,
If I can add something,
Please.
buying a car is not buying a cow. If you buy a car, it's like a marriage. You're getting married to this dealership for the next 5 years.
exactly.
So people need to trust the salesperson. They need to trust our workshop. They need to be looked after. They come here with a checklist in their head, and they actually go through the checklist. Obviously, features of the car,
Yes.
needs. What do I need out of the car? Does it have all the stuff that I want? And then, only when you've answered all those questions and they trust you, they will buy from you, because they can walk out here, walk into the next dealership and find rapport with somebody else. So the idea is we want people to come in here, have a coffee, chat. We're all a lovable bunch. We like chatting, like making jokes. We want it to feel homely when you walk in here.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
I guess it's a very emotional purchase. It's a. Yeah, well, with me, it's a third.
It's a-
It's a yacht first, and then a house, and then a car.
Oh, there you go.
So,
There we go.
but I guess it's true what you're saying. It's one of the biggest purchases that a person will ever make, and it's emotional. And having someone that is trained, as you have mentioned here, someone that is gonna almost like counsel you in that purchase, and not you walking into a dealership. My first car purchase experience was a very dodgy one. I bought a second-hand, a pre-owned car. It was a BMW 525, M525i, big car. I'm like, what, 20? I'm playing the PlayStation, Gran Turismo. I'm saying this BMW, I want to buy that. When to buy it, bad experience. So that gave me now the fear of going to a dealership, because I'm thinking that I'm going to go to that dealership and I'm going to be forced into something that I don't want. I don't have good negotiation skills. Those guys are trained to negotiate. They are trained to sell something to me. And I'm going to go in there and put my head on the ground, and I'm going to walk out of there having signed papers that I'm going to regret for the rest of my life.
And what you mentioned now is so important. Most clients have a fear of being forced into buying something. I mean, I think we've all had that first buy situation. I mean, my first one was a BMW as well. So, I mean, we've all had dodgy experiences buying vehicles for the first time. But I mean, that's why we're here. We're not here to push you into anything. We're here to assist you into making the right decision for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you are buying the vehicle. You're going to drive this vehicle. You have to live with it, not us.
Yes.
So the most important thing is that you are happy before you sign on the dotted line, because you're signing.
Yeah.
You see, so that's why we're here to guide. We're not here to force.
I like that. Which takes me to my. You've sort of like answered this question, but I think let me ask it as well. Maybe it's something that you want to highlight as well. So, what sets VW Knysna apart in terms of customer service and support throughout the buying journey? What sets you guys apart from? There's a lot of other car dealerships.
Well, if I can put it this way, on Friday, what was it, 4:45, 4:45 Friday afternoon, a client phones this gentleman to my left and says he wants to buy the Jetta outside. Emron comes to me, says, guy's interested, he's sending his stuff now, can we do an application? I said, bring it. Load the application, get him approved, get the contract ready. The guy rocks up here 20 to 6 Friday afternoon and signs his contract. He's taking delivery on Monday. Other dealerships, I don't know, maybe.
That's 15 minutes before you close.
Exactly. I could have, or we could have said, you know what, come back Monday.
Yeah.
No. You want the car, you've made up your mind, let's do it. Let's go. I think that sets us apart, especially in our area, is, I mean, how many Saturdays have we sat here till 2, 3 o'clock with clients?
Yeah.
That we sat here, everybody's gone home, it's family time and all that. But we're here, we're demonstrating vehicles, we're doing deals with clients, because customer service is what keeps the doors open.
True.
If we didn't do that, that guy would have gone to another dealership and we would have lost it. And we've not just lost the sale, but lost the client, lost a friend, lost somebody that could pop in here while putting fuel in his car just to come and say, how's it? Because, he had a good experience. Our mission is to become known in Knysna as the branch that treats you like family.
Yeah.
It's a family brand. That's what we're pushing for. So I think that sets us apart. And also we're a family-owned business. I mean, we've got amazing owners that really, I mean, if you look at our logos and stuff, it says we care. And because they care about us, we can then care about our people, that we serve. And I think that's important. We're not a corporate, some guy that sits in Mauritius that owns the place. Our owner's actively involved, and he instills a lot of that into us as staff. I mean, we can all attest to how they've invested in each one of us, and that's amazing. You don't get that. You don't get that today. So that, I think, filters through to the staff at the ground level. That we want to give that back to the community as well. So I think that sets us apart definitely.
That's great.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
would
John.
also want to reiterate that, coming from a different brand, coming into a dealership where I'm a lot more flexible. I can, on the spur of the moment, do a test drive, sell a car. I can change somebody's tire in front because I love doing things like
Yeah.
that. I love joking with customers. I'm one of those people that I'm in the industry because I enjoy what I'm doing. And everybody knows me in Knysna because I'm always around. I'm always joking. I'm always assisting. I don't look at a customer and say, look, you're wearing pep tackies, I'm not going to help you. I look at a customer and I say, look, you need a car, come sit. Let's make it happen. And I'll push it through every bank till I get approval. And if not, try and find a way. Maybe say to the customer, go sort out the problems that you've caused, because most probably he knows what's happening in the background.
Yes.
I think a lot of times we realize people are too shy to say, look,
Yes.
I didn't pay my Star liquors
It's a sensitive issue.
account
It is,
or things like that. It's a sensitive thing, and people get scared and flustered. So they think, I can't say to this guy, look, I've got Edgar's account that's 400 Rand in arrears.
Yeah.
But the idea is we're nice people. I mean, my colleagues we all 40 and under. We're dynamic. Imran plays rugby. I try and cycle a bit, but I've been lazy the last couple of months, let's call it a year. But we want to be involved in the community. We want people to know us.
Yeah.
What sets us apart? We're willing and we're able. That's the big thing. We want to build a brand in this.
John, if I can add to that as well, I think, well, I don't think so, I know so, and I often say this in our managers' meetings, that I've got the best team in our business, because my guys aren't just here for the money.
Yeah.
They actually care about serving the community. I mean, John's going to get involved in soup kitchens now in Plek with a well-known driving school in the area, and he doesn't have to. Nobody's forcing him.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do. He wants to give back to the community.
Yeah.
Imran on his side is going to get more involved in the rugby clubs, and also with the youth, getting the youth involved, getting those guys that would probably end up on the streets, doing other things, getting them involved in a club, in a culture, to raise them up. And that's what I love about my guys is they're not just here for the paycheck. They're here for the people. And we sell cars as well, whatever. That's that's the benefit of it.
Yeah.
Or not the benefit. That's what we need to do, but that's not why we do it. We care.
I'm getting a
Bottom
feeling
line.
that you spoke about family, Imran, in regards to the customers coming in, they become family. I'm getting a feeling that you guys as a team as well is a family, and there's much freedom to express oneself. I mean, he loves rugby. I know he loves rugby, and you're passionate about doing things. You said you will change a tire here, and now you're doing a soup kitchen with one of the driving schools. So I'm getting a feeling that as individuals, you're free to express yourself. It's not like
like brothers. But if anybody says anything about my brother,
Let's hear that.
there's going to be trouble, okay?
Yeah, no, definitely. Look, we're a family. We come from diverse cultural backgrounds, but as much as we come from different backgrounds, we were still able to come here and unite and become one.
Yeah.
And that's what's great. We run around here, we fight, we make up, we make jokes. That's what brothers, that's what family does.
True,
And,
true.
and that's the most important thing. You feel it when you come in here. You don't feel tension. You come in here. I mean, where else can you say you walk into a dealership and you feel so relaxed because there's just such a great vibe when you walk in.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. We want you to feel at ease. We want you to feel the brotherhood when you walk onto the dealership floor. And that's the thing. We support each other. And I mean, I'm trying to get these O's to come out to a rugby game one Saturday. I'm hoping it's going to help. But I mean, how awesome would it be, to see my family there,
Yeah.
promoting not just us, but the brand as well for the community and
Yes.
and promoting the community.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about. We want to promote the community. We want to promote our brand, and we want them to see the brotherhood that is in this dealership.
All right. I love that. Thank you so much. Don't you want to
I
add
think
something?
as long as we're not on the reserve, because my physique's not going to allow it anymore. But yeah, no, I do agree with Emron. I mean, being part of a rugby game, being out there chatting to people, that's important. Because how else would people realize that we're not a bunch of lawyers? We just
Yeah.
friendly guys that want to get to know you, sell a car to you. I always joke, selling cars, and I know it's wrong saying it, it's like picking up a girl in a bar. You come in there, you're nervous, you need to learn people skills, you need to learn to ask the right questions.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of it, the customer feels just like you. Because
Yes.
like you mentioned now, you walk into a dealership, here's this oak, how can I help you? That's what I hear quite often at dealerships. It's not, hello, my name's
Yes,
John,
yes,
or I'm Emron.
yes.
People tend to
Yes.
treat people in a clinical way. We don't want that. We say, hello, how are you? Here's a coffee. Come
Yes.
sit, chat.
I like that.
10 minutes in, then we can talk about cars.
I like that. I think I'm
That's
going to
the
come window
idea.
shop for a car here all the time. Offer me coffee.
We want you to feel at ease.
Mr. Producer, do we have anything from the viewers? I don't want to keep them out, but if they are still enjoying and not asking any questions, I'll carry on with mine. Do we have a question? All right, it's just a comment from Poppy Topping saying excellent. So we've got
Dankie Tannie
Dankie,
Poppy.
we've got is it
Dankie
Willem?
Willem.
Sam?
Dankie, Joanne.
Awesome guys.
Auntie Wells.
VW rocks.
Willene Eso is our admin lady. She's the cornerstone of this business.
Without her, I don't think we would be sitting here.
But she also goes by Joanne on weekends.
On
So if you ever
weekends, yeah.
meet her, say hello.
I think I saw a comment as well. Is it a comment from Tluvuko? Tluvuko, impressive. Thank you, Tluvuko. Thank you so much. I'm taking that compliment, guys. Not you impressive. I'm impressive.
No, you can take it, man. You can take it. You can take it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Producer. Could you please pass my water there? Did Emron bring me water?
I'll get you we can get you another one.
All right, no, it's cool. It's cool. Let's carry on with the conversation. I will get it in the next 2 minutes when we take a short break, a short water break. Let's go back to some technical stuff. I know we alluded on some financial or financing options and all of that, but I want to know, I'm going to ask now, what is a balloon payment? For someone that's sitting at home, what is a balloon payment?
Okay, basically, a balloon payment is the final payment that you make on a vehicle. Okay, so you have two options when financing.
Okay.
You can finance a vehicle over 72 months with no residual or balloon payment,
Okay.
which means after your last payment, the vehicle is outright yours. You've paid it off. It's your vehicle. Now, usually people take a balloon payment to reduce their installment, their monthly installment.
Okay.
Okay. So what the bank does, they take 30 or 40% in some cases, and they keep that of the vehicle, of the purchase price, and they keep it as the last payment. My advice always to people is, if you're going to buy a vehicle and you're going to trade it in after 4 years, buy it with a balloon payment, because after that 4 years, your settlement or what you owe in the vehicle and the trade value at that time should be in line. Okay. And then your settlement will include that balloon payment. So you're not obligated to pay anything in. But you can trade in after 4 years. It should balance out, and you can get a new vehicle and carry on, do a new finance contract. If you want to buy a vehicle and you want to keep it, like you don't want to trade it in,
Yeah.
you should be aware that after the 72 months, that balloon payment needs to be settled so the vehicle can become legally yours, registered in your name. If you can't pay that balloon payment, then you'll have to refinance it. So
Okay.
you'll have to finance it for another 2 or 3 years, till it's
Yeah.
paid off.
Yeah.
So it's very important to ask those questions when somebody comes in and says, I want to buy a vehicle. How long do you want to keep it? What is your expectation? Do you want to trade it in after 4 years? Then I would suggest take a balloon payment. It reduces your monthly installments, and then after 4 years you can just trade in and carry on.
Okay.
A lot of people misperceive that, thinking that when they trade it in after 4 years, they still have to pay that balloon payment in. But it forms part of your settlement.
Oh, okay.
There's no risk really on it.
All right.
It's only if you want to keep the vehicle after 72 months and you want to keep it for the rest of your life, then you should consider that the balloon payment is going to be there.
Yeah.
So that's basically it. It's not as scary as people think it is.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
You've made it clear.
So if I can touch base as well, if, like Pierre mentioned, you want to keep the vehicle and you want to avoid a balloon rider, but you still want a low installment, you can always take an 84-month term and that eliminates it. But there's also a new way of financing that's been around in Europe and the States for a while. It's technically a lease. They call it agility finance, future drive. There's different names for it, but there's mileage parameters. It's still a balloon, but there's a guaranteed trade-in value at the end of the term. So in 3 years or 4 years' time, say, here's the key, start with a new car. Obviously, provided you look after the car, there's always going to be fair wear and tear clauses. You can't drive it into a wall and not fix it. Things like that. You need to look after it and stay in the mileage parameter.
With that, what would the difference be with purchasing the car normally on a 72-month
So
period?
it would be a bigger balloon value.
Okay.
Basic-
60 to 50%
Yeah.
on an easy finance.
Oh, okay.
The other thing with that type of finance is after 48 months, you could come to us and say, I don't want the car anymore. And you give the keys back and you don't owe anything.
Oh, okay.
It's a guaranteed future buyback scheme
okay.
package.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
So it runs out, like John mentioned, it runs over like 36 or 48 months. And there's a mileage parameter to it. So you can take it over 15, 20,000 or 25,000 or even 30,000 a year that the mileage parameter is. And then according to that, they work out the guaranteed future value that you will get for that vehicle. So it takes away a bit of the risk, but like you said, the car has to be in the same condition.
Okay.
Obviously, there's wear and tear factors on the tires. They're not going to expect you to bring it back with brand new tires. There's parameters that we look at.
Who would that be suited for?
That would be
Youngsters.
mostly for youngsters
Yes.
or reps.
I was going to ask now that question. Perhaps my
I
son
wouldn't
is
say a
investing
rep,
Exactly.
but a rep
years or-
does too high mileage.
No, a rep that
unfortunately.
does between 15 and 30 a year. That's what it was designed for.
Okay.
If you're going to do 80,000 a year, this is not for you.
Okay.
Because then you're going to lose. But if you do between 15 and 30,000 kilometers a year as on your vehicle, then this is sort of what you would want to do, because a 4-year-old vehicle with 120,000 kilometers on does not trade as well as a 4-year-old vehicle with 60,000
Yes.
kilometers on.
Yes.
But now you've got the guaranteed value. So, and you've taken it on the 30,000 a year, so you know that's what you're going to get back after 4 years. So you
That's
safeguard
quite cool.
yourself in a way.
I'm going to give you
That's
some
quite
history
cool.
on these items.
Please do.
The reason why dealerships started with it is they realized the buying cycle started getting to 7 and 8 years. So they weren't getting trade-ins because people can't afford. They're taking high balloons and they can't get out of the cars. So by bringing in these plans, they were able to shorten the buying cycle and also increase trade-ins as well. And this is across the board. It's not just VW. All the manufacturers are doing it. If you're a youngster, you take out a cell phone contract, usually 24 months. Why wouldn't you want a car on the same term? So these are things people realize. So there's people that don't necessarily want to own a vehicle. They want it to be in a new car every 2 to 3 years. And it starts off at 24 to 48 months. So there's some influences around in Knysna. Come see us. Can put you in a fancy car. You don't need to be married to the car for 8 years. There's ways around that. So I think, in questions, Pierre will be able to load the application and give you in detailed rates and stuff. But the basic idea is to shorten the buying cycle.
All right.
I
That's
get-
quite cool. It's a quite cool concept, actually.
I get this question a lot. How do people afford an Amarok? How can I afford a Tiger? Easy finance.
That's it.
That's how you do it. So that scheme is set or put out there for you to be able to afford this.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, yes, I can't afford this car. Yes, look at this car. I can't afford it. But you can with this finance plan. That's why it's there. To make the unattainable attainable.
Yeah. All right. Very exciting. I didn't know about that. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning
That's
a lot.
why we're here, man.
Yeah, Mr. Producer, could you take us to a 2-minute break? Yeah, maybe the guys want to drink some water. I want to drink some water as well. Would you like to take a break, guys? 2 minutes?
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Welcome back to Talk Tank. You are still sitting with us, with myself, Africa, and the guys from VW Knysna. They're giving you all the information and all the tips and tricks that you need to know about when going into the car industry, buying a car, servicing a car, testing a car. So the conversation continues. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome back. Next question. My next question. What exciting developments that or future plans that VW has got up their sleeves that the customers should be aware of?
Oh, we've got an electric car coming this year.
No ways. Really?
Yeah, we do.
Awesome. Okay, talk to us.
It's set to hit our shores sometime in the fourth quarter, so September, October-ish.
Yeah?
And that's exciting. We can't wait. I think
That
that's
is
going to,
exciting.
especially in our market, I think it's going to like turn the market upside down because, you know, it's been out in Europe for about 2 years now. 2-3 years. So we're very excited to get it here.
Sounds
very,
exciting,
very
eh?
excited. So
I
It's,
think a lot of customers have asked about it because they've invested in solar.
yeah.
So the idea is to have an electric car to utilize the solar as well and to charge at home.
Yes.
So the customers are excited about it. We've been hearing for the last 2 years about it. They want to know when are the ID range cars coming because they call it ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll keep a secret and not reveal which one is coming. But it's
Okay.
a good looking car.
What I can say is that there are a couple of electric vehicles already in South Africa at our Utenake factory. So there are some vehicles there. I'm not going to tell you which ones they are because it might not be the ones that get released.
Okay.
But what we can say is that Volkswagen's electric range is here. It's coming, and it's definitely going to take over the market. It's what clients have been waiting for. I mean, I've been having queries since 2021,
Wow.
end of 2021, asking for electric vehicles. When is it coming? How long is it going to take? What are we getting? And it's finally coming.
It's an
finally coming.
exciting chapter in the motoring industry, isn't
Yeah,
it?
definitely, definitely.
And with, geez, I don't know if I should go here, but with the, with the current electricity crisis or problem in our country, do you think the industry has a bright future or a bright foreseeable future?
I definitely think so. If you consider our electric cars come with a battery pack that you can actually charge at home, so you can plug it in overnight.
Okay.
It takes about 6 hours to fully charge, 6 to 8 hours. If you're just going to use it in town, you won't have a problem. I mean, we're not sure what the ranges are that the vehicles can travel yet, but I've heard that it's about 400 to 500 kilometers.
Oh, wow, okay.
You know, between charges. Depending on how you drive, obviously. So it works the same as fuel. Some people get 20 kilometers a
Yes.
liter on their car, and John gets 5. You know,
Yeah.
so it depends on how you drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, true. I don't often wear slops. I should. I wear heavy shoes. I tend to drive a little bit faster than most people. I'm a petrol head. Getting back to this technology, electric cars and charging stations, I don't know if you've noticed that we do have one at the mall.
Yes.
We do have one in Mossel Bay. So the idea, Sedgefield, that it will all run off solar. So even though Eskom doesn't have enough coal to fire up a braai and braai a six-pack of societies, we still will have those infrastructures in place.
Okay.
We are blessed to be in an area where we've got the Decent Island folks, we've got the Pazulas, the Samolas. Most of these people already have the infrastructure
Yeah.
to charge those cars.
Yeah.
So regardless of Eskom, I think people actually put in initiative. People are financing solar at the moment.
Yes.
So they want to move away from ICE cars, because internal combustion cars, because, you know, we're paying, what, 24, 25, 26, by the end of the year, 30 Rand a litre of petrol.
Yeah.
It's not feasible anymore.
And I mean, if you look at what you're paying for electricity now, I mean, even if you've got your own solar, what is it going to cost you to fill up that battery? I mean, $30 compared to 500 to 1,000 Rand. I mean, that's going to change the game.
That's a significant difference.
It's going to change the game. And like the guy said, you know, the infrastructure is being set up. We've got charging stations in the Crags. We've got charging stations in Knysna. We've got charging stations basically all the way from the Crags up into Cape Town. George's got Riversdale. And a lot of these charging stations run independently in terms of power, so they got their own power supply. So they are not actually powered by Eskom, which is a good thing. You know, so regardless of whether there's load shedding or not, you can still stop. And if you need to recharge your vehicle, you can still recharge your vehicle if you need a charge. You don't have to wait. It's not dependent on Eskom's electricity at the moment.
Yeah. Wow. Exciting times ahead, guys. Exciting times ahead. Could one of you elaborate on the importance of test driving a car and what should one look out for when they are test driving a car? Is it an important thing to do?
It is important. They say a bum in the seats
Sells
sells
a car.
Yeah.
You can't buy a car and not drive it, because you might find that the car's got too much power for you, it's underpowered. it's not comfortable enough. A lot of people have back problems. Certain cars are more suitable for them.
Some cars are bigger
And it
than
also
others.
gets you
People are
excited.
bigger than others. You know?
You get excited when you get into a car.
Yeah.
That emotion when you touch the steering wheel and you're in the car. Emotional ownership. Actually sells the car because you've now come all the way. You've read up on the internet what it is. Physically driving the car just sums up the whole buying purpose.
And I mean, you will immediately feel attached to a vehicle if you like it. I mean, if you get into a car, you get into the driver's seat, you start that vehicle up, you will know that vehicle is for you. And that's why the test drive is so important, that first ride. You know, getting into that car, switch it on, and you will immediately feel, yes, this is what I've been waiting for, you know? And then immediately that car sold.
Yeah.
It's done, you know? Instead of coming here and just looking at a vehicle and thinking, yes, I want this one, oh, maybe I want that one. But the moment you sit in it, the moment you start it up, the moment you drive it out here and test drive it, that whole feeling changes,
Yeah.
you know? So it's very important. Test drive is very, very important. It's
Did
a
you want
crucial
to add
part,
something
yeah.
there, Pierre? Did you want to? All right. Following up on that now, for the budget-conscious buyers, could you share some tips in maybe finding a reliable pre-owned vehicle and without compromising quality?
Look, yes, definitely. If you come to a VW dealership and you see any of our vehicles that has the Mastercar branding on it,
Yes, and tell us about that.
that means that vehicle has been checked by our workshop. It's gone through a 80-point check. It's gone through VW's quality checks, right? So basically, what it is a Mastercar is basically a used car that's sold as new, if you want
Okay.
to put it that way. So it's got a full service history. It's roadworthy. It's gone through the workshop checks, the 80-point checks. So it is good as new. Yes, it's a second-hand vehicle, but you have that Mastercar peace of mind that you are buying a decent second-hand vehicle. It's not from the guy down the street that, you know, buys something in, the service history is a bit iffy, I don't care, whatever, I'll stamp the book. Yeah, you got a full service history. We actually do the checks. We do thorough checks and make sure that if I'm selling you a second-hand vehicle as a Mastercar, you know as a consumer that you are getting a proper vehicle that's been checked, that's got a full history, that's not going to break on you in the next 6 months or a year. You know you're getting something decent. And peace of mind. That's what we sell. So yeah, that's what I would say. And even our used vehicles, if it's not a VW, it obviously can't be a Mastercar. But even our used vehicles go through the same process. They still go through the workshop checks. We still check the vehicle's history, accident history, service history, and all of that. So any vehicle on my floor, you can buy with peace of mind because it's been checked.
Okay.
And we know that I would sell that vehicle to my own mother-in-law. And that's saying a lot. that is important to us.
Okay.
So I think, listening to your
I think we're trying to get some points from mother-in-laws here, but okay, it's all right.
Listening to your question, obviously a Mastercar is depreciated in value. So a person that comes in with a certain budget would be able to buy a bigger vehicle at a lower price that still suits his needs. So that's the important thing, weighing up the option versus new or versus old. Comes down to budget and also what your needs is. You could buy a bigger car for the similar price than a small car. So it's important to actually come see what you need. Because you, like I mentioned previously, if you've got a big family, a small car might not be suitable. So a Tiguan or something bigger, like a Bakkie, double cab might work better for you.
Did you want to add something there, Amro? Okay, we good.
They got it all.
They got it all covered. Did I want to follow up Mastercar? Yeah, on the Mastercar. So you mentioned that it's only on the VW cars. So I won't find a Ford or whatever that's got a sticker Mastercar.
No,
Okay.
basically not.
All right. And what does that entail? the MasterCard? Does it mean that I've got warranty on the car? Apart from the fact that I'm buying a car that has got 80-point checks and all of that, but what does it mean? Does it mean that I'm buying a car that's still under warranty or with the service plan? What comes with the MasterCard?
Yeah, look, a MasterCard, what classifies a vehicle, a VW as a MasterCard is it's less than 5 years old and it's got less than 120,000 kilometers on the clock, okay?
Okay.
Most times it would be out of manufacturer warranty, but there are MasterCard warranties that you can top up with.
Okay.
You can also top up the service plan, the maintenance plan, and all of that stuff. So basically, like the MasterCard name just stamps a quality check on the vehicle.
Okay.
That if you buy a MasterCard, it's accident free, it's got a full history, it's a good car. You won't struggle with it. It's basically a new car
Okay.
with some mileage on it
All right.
because it's been checked and it's gone through the processes.
Okay. All right. Did you want to add something there, John?
Yeah, they call it certified. That means, like Pierre mentioned now, it is a OEM, so it's a VW. It's gone through a stringent check. So it is basically a car that's been backed by the VW brand. Being in a mileage parameter and under 120, usually it could be still under warranty if it was a 3 or 120,000 warranty. Most of the guys take out maintenance plans, so those are the things that you can still do on most MasterCards. So that's the idea, is having your brand and having your car that is in the parameter so the customer can have trust in that specific vehicle. And we can't take an other manufacturer's car and put a MasterCard affiliation to it because it's not our brand.
I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. I get you.
Yes.
All right. All right. I get you. I get you guys. Could you now highlight any exclusive promotions or discounts or special programs that potential buyers should be aware of at VW Knysna?
I can actually start with easy finance.
Yeah,
It's
basically.
very, very important that people know that, the Vivos you can get starting from 3,999, a Polo TSI 6.5. If you look at a Caddy 7-seater, 8,000 Rand. A Amarok 14.5 for a 2-liter style. So right through the range, even a Tiguan or a Golf GTI is 14.5. The cars that people want is actually affordable because you're not financing 100% of the car. You're now financing a smaller amount with this payment plan. And you're flexible. There's a 3-year term, 4-year term.
Also, the other thing that VW Financial Services brought out now is a 120-day deferred payment scheme on all demo and used vehicles, whether it's VW or not. So if you come to us and you buy a Nissan Magnite that's outside you, I can push your payment up to 120 days before you have to pay your first installment,
Okay, wow.
which is brilliant.
Yeah. Wow.
And a lot of people appreciate that, especially this time of year. It's just been the Christmas and January's just passed. It helps to only pay your first installment in June or whatever the case is. To budget a bit and put some money away. So that's an exciting thing for me, is especially on not just VW vehicles, any used vehicle. We can do that for you. So that's quite nice.
That's
I hear it
incredible.
quite often. A guy comes in here, I'm finishing my house, in 2 months' time I'm going to buy. Deferred payment, holiday. You can actually finish your house or you can sell your car. You've got 2 months or 3 months or 4 months' time. So it actually assists the customer where they can buy the vehicle, get into it, and sort out the vehicle that they want to sell privately or sort out the house they're finishing. So it gives you a lot more flexibility as a client.
Yeah, I like that. Cash is very hard to come by nowadays, especially nowadays. The standard of living has just gone high. Inflation and interest rates and all of that. So I guess it does help a lot when companies like yours come with initiatives to try and help the client or try to help the customer the best you can, or meet the customer halfway. So that's very incredible. Did you want to say something? Yeah, okay, good. Now, on to my next question. Could you guys share a memorable customer success story that reflects your dealership's personalized service and attention to detail?
Well, if I can speak for our colleague that couldn't make it today, it was in December. This couple from Johannesburg walked in here. He met them at the door, had a chat with them. They were looking for a combi or an 8-seater vehicle. They had a conversation. We didn't have one on the floor at the time. There was no vehicle for them to look at. He showed them a few pictures. He showed them a brochure. He did the quotation. He did the whole needs analysis, all of this. So they said, okay, they're just going for lunch. They'll be back later, whatever. It wasn't 15 minutes. And this couple stops here again. They said they went to a different dealership in our town. They walked in. Nobody greeted them. They turned around and she said to her husband, we're going to go buy a vehicle from that guy. And they came back here and they bought the vehicle. And when they took delivery of the vehicle, this lady kept me busy in my office for 20 minutes telling me how amazing this guy was and how amazing our dealership is, and service like this doesn't exist anymore. And we, the lengths that we went, because we had to go find a vehicle for them.
Yes. Wow.
And before they went back to Johannesburg, the vehicle was here. We did, it was a matter of a week.
Incredible.
And they drove out with their new vehicle and they were super happy. And, that to me is success, is
Incredible.
those people telling you that, showing that gratitude, saying, this is amazing. You don't get service like this anymore.
Yeah.
And I've got stories for both of these guys. I mean, this is what we do, is we give that service to the people out here. And it's amazing to me when, like I said, when I pulled in earlier and the guy greeted me at the robot, it was another client that we struggled to get him, financed, and eventually did. And he's happy, and now he's a friend.
You'll forever remember that.
You'll forever remember that.
You'll forever remember that.
That
when
to me
everyone
is brilliant.
else gave up on him, or when everyone else didn't give him a chance.
Yeah, we don't. We don't give up on anybody.
You'll forever remember that. Did you want to add something?
Yeah, I want to add something. It's interesting that we spoke about finance and in-house finance. Recently sold a car to a lady that didn't qualify at any of the banks, your traditional banks. And we ended up doing a quote and doing it through a small bank. We're not going to mention it. Or I could actually, because it's Capitec, and it's a new way of finance. You send the customer there with a quote, they do the finance. And I met the whole family here. They were so excited. They came here an hour before delivery. And they were looking at me from outside, waiting for me to call them and say, look, now we can take delivery. And it's photos, it's smiles. And the nice thing is tomorrow a family member comes in here because they saw that treatment, they talked to their friends. So that's the idea. It's good to be on Facebook, it's good to market. But a referral for me is when that person goes to their neighbor or friend and that person comes in here and says, look, my gogo said come to John or Emron, deal with that guy. That's a referral.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like our insurance that phones you on a 087 number 20 times a day. I want people to sell the cars.
Yeah.
So the idea is to give every person the experience when they walk in here, so that they're forced to go out and say, look, these guys are nice.
Yes.
Deal with them.
And you know what, that the story like that, a client like that, that's a client for life. That client will always come back to John.
Yeah.
Always, 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 because of the service that she got.
Yes.
Because of the fact that she knew she didn't get, or she didn't qualify anywhere else. And he made it happen. And that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work, but we try and make the impossible happen. We will find a way to try and get you into the vehicle that you want. And that's the kind of success stories that we want.
Wow.
We don't we don't give up until you drive out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, incredible, incredible. Let me speak to my viewers. You are still watching Talk Tank with me, Africa, your host. I'm sitting with John, Pierre, and Emron, very capable gentlemen from VW Knysna. VW Knysna is sponsoring today's episode of Talk Tank. Once again, we are very grateful. I'm sure you can see with cars behind me. We are streaming live from VW Knysna's dealership. Let's get on with the conversation. Guys, we're almost done. I promise you, we're almost done. It is fun. Eh? So this is probably going to be a reiteration of what you guys have already said and mentioned. So I'm going to ask, what makes the VW brand stand out, and why would someone choose a VW vehicle over other vehicles? Why should I choose a VW vehicle?
Do you know what the slogan of VW was?
Tell me.
Back in the day. The car of the people.
The car of the people.
That says it all. It's the car of the people. Not just in terms of the service, you get quality. German engineering.
Yeah.
The brand has a history of excellence. Starting back when, somewhere back then. But I mean, you've got a history of excellence in this brand that you cannot disagree with. I mean, how many vehicles have driven in here now and they're VW? If you have a look on the road, every third or second vehicle that you pass is a VW. That should say enough. That should say it all.
Can't dispute that.
So VW is the brand of the people. It will always be the brand of the people. And us as a team, we are for the people. That's why we're here. So we want to get you into the brand of the people.
Awesome.
Yeah, so not a lot of people know that outside of Germany, the Kariga plant's the oldest VW plant in the world. And if you look at adverts from the 90s, you could still remember old David Kramer. I think a lot of people, those city golfs in pink and blue, it's so part of this country's history. When I was at school, the first thing a youngster would want when they come out of school is a
Beetle.
As a Chico. A Chico.
Yes.
Want a Golf. It's something that you can't escape. This is probably the most iconic brand in the country, when it comes to passenger vehicles. I can actually walk around in town and I'll see Polos, I'll see these old city Golfs, and it brings me back to my days when I was 18 years old. And we had 6 people in a city Golf, unfortunately, on our way to a jail. I mean, those are the things that I remember. I could also not imagine South Africa without a VW presence. So that's me. I mean, and I think a lot of people feel the same way. If you ask a kid what they want as their first car, it's going to be a Polo or a Golf.
Absolutely. And the Polo is so popular in South Africa. We've even stigmatized the Polo drivers. I don't want to go there.
No, you're right. They have.
But I guess that it just shows that, look, if there are 100 oranges amongst 2 apples, chances are there's going to be orange juice there.
Yeah. Yes.
You see.
Yeah.
So there's this stigma that is put on Polo drivers. You see, Polo drivers get up to nonsense. They're always in accidents. They always drive like this. They're always like this. I guess it's because there's so much of the Polo out there.
Yeah. It's hard to miss when every third or second vehicle is a Polo.
True.
You understand? So, I mean, I can understand the stigma. Because
so there's nothing wrong with the Polo drivers?
There's nothing wrong with the Polo drivers.
Okay.
It's just because
Let's
there's so
settle
many of them. There's so many of them.
Remember, that's the youth of South Africa driving in those Polos. They're 18 years old, their hormones are fueling, and they're on their way to a party.
It's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a car that with very little, you can customize it, and it looks like a super sports car with just little that you do on it. It's a very desirable car.
The other thing with the Polo is, and I've driven a couple of brands now.
You're on? Sorry, Pierre. It on? That's it.
The other thing with the Polos is fuel efficiency.
Yes.
They are incredibly fuel efficient. We drove to, was it Uitenhage or Port Elizabeth the one time, and we got 22 kilometers to a liter from Knysna to there, which is insane. In town, you get about 15, 16 kilometers to a liter, depending on how you drive, obviously.
Yes.
But they're fuel efficient, they're powerful. Overtaking is not a problem. So to defend the Polo drivers, they don't drive fast, other people just drive slow.
Okay.
That's my take on it.
I like that. All right, guys. To my last question, second last question. We spoke about it briefly. what or what are some of the community involvements or activities that you guys are involved in as VW Knysna?
Okay, I'm going to pass it to these two gentlemen
Okay.
because they're running that for us.
All right.
So a lot of people, we do a lot of things in Knysna. We usually support the bowling clubs. We part of golf days. We've done one in Plett. So we also involved with rugby. Imran will iterate a bit more on that. But also cycling. We want to, we want to brand our customers at a later stage as well. Health is a big important thing. A lot of people are retiring, and cycling's a new golf. But yeah, getting back to the driving school Pierre mentioned, we want to give back to the community as well. I grew up in Plett. I still live there. Imran as well. We're part of this community. We can't always just stand around and not get involved. I mean, we need to look after our own people. This is our community, our town.
Yeah.
We want to better it. We need to do it one step at a time.
Yes.
So that's the idea behind.
Yeah, look, we're definitely looking at getting involved in different projects. Me and Pierre had a meeting with the owner of Seaf the other day, and we want to get involved in some delivering water. In Knysna, I'm sure everyone is aware of the water crisis that's happening. So we're currently trying to get on board there, delivering water to the different areas where there is no water. Water is something that everybody needs to survive, and to be deprived of that is it's a problem.
Yeah.
So we currently in collaboration with SEAF, we're trying to get into assisting them in delivering water to the different areas. Giving back to the community, because at the end of the day, the community that we serve will serve us, and that's what we want to do. Yes, I'm involved in the local rugby club. I still play rugby, and we want to get involved there as well. See what we can do to assist in them, going to the next level. So wherever we can get involved in terms of community projects and things like that, we'd love to. If there's anybody that has any community projects that they need assistance with, come and have a chat with us. We will help where we can. We're not saying necessarily that we can help, but we will try. So yeah, it's an open invitation. If you've got issues, community problems that you would like us to assist with, community drives, golf days, anything that you would like us to assist with, pop in, have a chat with us. Let's see how we as a team, as a family, can assist the community.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm loving the accessibility that you guys are expressing, and I just hope I hope that it does translate to people using that accessibility, and not see VW as this closed door dealership, or this dealership that is that one cannot afford to come to, that is intimidating. I just hope that this chat, I'll call it a chat, not an interview, it does translate to people coming in and walking in there. Just come and look at the beautiful cars, come and dream a little bit.
Come have a coffee.
Yeah, come have coffee. Yeah.
And plus, we have the best view in the
Man, I
in
saw it
Knysna.
when I
mean,
came to
There's
to
no
Emmen.
dealership with this view. So
Yeah,
come
it's a
on.
beautiful view. It's a beautiful view. All right. Thank you very much, guys. That's all my questions that I have. I'm going to give you a chance to give your closing remarks, but I'm quickly just going to thank the viewers that have been watching this lovely chat with a gentleman from VW Knysna. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you to those that have commented. And please, the show or the live is going to stay on our platforms. It's going to stay on Garden Road TV's YouTube, and it's going to stay on Black and White Visual Media's Facebook page. You are more than welcome, even after the live stream has ended, to pop some questions there. I'm sure you guys are going to be watching the stream as well, and you'll be able to answer those questions. Or simply come to the dealership. It's right around the corner, close to Spa. Fun. What's the name of the petrol station? Fun?
Van Alderen's Caltex.
Van Aldren's Caltex Garage. Come through. The dealership is right here. It's accessible to you. You've heard it all. So yeah, thank you for watching. Guys, any closing remarks?
Come and see us if you need anything, if you need vehicles, if you need assistance, if you need advice, if you need whatever vehicle related, we are here to help. If you just need to know about your service history, warranty options, maintenance plan options, whatever the case is, we are here to help. We're always here. We're always accessible. Like Africa said, it's not a closed door business. We're here to help. And like I said, I've got the best team in the country. So they are knowledgeable, they know what they're doing, and you're in good hands with us.
Cool. John, closing remarks?
Yeah, I think, come meet us, see what it's all about. Come have a chat, have a coffee. You're welcome here. The best or the first place to start that we mentioned from the beginning is walking in here, having a conversation, and telling us what you need from us, what vehicle you need, what advice you need. We are very accessible. It's quite easy. When you get in from Plateside, it's your first garage on the left. From George side, it's the last garage on the right. But yeah, we're here for you guys, and we want to assist you. We've got a passion for selling cars and a passion for people. That's why we're in the line of business. Every day is not easy in this country. Just a note of positivity as well. But there's a lot of good things happening as well. We've seen, the other day we were at a function, young ladies participating in amazing things, and youth going to rugby tournaments, kids doing well at sport. This country is good. It's what we make out of it.
Yeah.
And I think we can't be negative about Eskom. Read a book. Take your family to the beach in that time that there's load shedding.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have to accept there is going to be some turmoil. In Afrikaans, they say, elke sport het sy besering. So our country has also got its problems. We just need to live with it. And thank you for having all of us here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like John said, when it's load shedding, go out. So if you're not heading to the beach, hit us up.
Yeah.
Especially during the week. If you can't get a hold of us, or if you can't get here, we've got a dedicated Facebook page, Knysna VW. I know John doesn't have a Facebook presence at the moment, but I'm on Facebook. You can hit me up there. Pierre's on Facebook. Our other colleague Donovan is also on Facebook. So there's many ways you can get a hold of us. Then also to Africa, thank you for the opportunity, my man. This was awesome. We really, really enjoyed it.
Pleasure.
And we're hoping to be back again.
We're
definitely hoping to be back in the hot seat.
Definitely coming back.
And we want to do this again.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, guys. That's where we leave it. Thank you to everyone that has watched. This is me signing out. Thank you, Mr. Producer.